Spending 100 days in Pixelmon is something I've already done twice. So to spice things up, I decided to make it more of a challenge where I was only allowed to use shiny Pokemon. I also gave myself a set of tasks to complete, such as getting an entire box of shiny Pokemon, getting a shiny legendary, as well as all 8 gym badges. Without further ado, here's 100 days using only shiny Pokemon. Oh, and this video took a lot of time, so subscribing would go a long way. When I spawned in, I was surprised. Usually on other Pixelmon servers, they offer a free shiny starter, but apparently that's not the case on the server I'm playing on, which meant I was gonna start this challenge without any Pokemon to fight with. Luckily, the server does give you some money, which I used to buy a cheap shiny Pokemon from the GTS. Welcome to my team, Shiny Molga. I crossed paths with this NPC that offered a free shiny Pokemon as long as I joined a Discord server. Being hesitant, I followed through, and thankfully it wasn't some sort of scam. Still, you shouldn't click on random Discord links. But hey, we got a shiny Krabby, so I can't complain. As I was exploring Spawn, I noticed these presents which gave a ton of coins when you clicked on them. So I immediately searched all of Spawn to find most of them. This gave me enough money to yet again look through the GTS and buy a shiny Sneasel and a shiny Munna. Hey, aren't you just buying shiny Pokemon? Well, yes. Okay, I gotta admit, I did sort of attempt this challenge before. You see, I spent 50 days of shiny hunting in Pixelmon, but sadly that video was scrapped because I just couldn't find any shiny Pokemon. That's why for this video I made a rule, and that is if I see a shiny Pokemon on GTS, no matter if it's a shiny Magikarp or shiny Weedle, if I can buy it, then I will buy it. This makes the challenge so much harder because I could be rocking up to a gym leader with a team full of shiny Metapods. But look, if you're still upset I'm not, shiny hunting, then let's make a deal. If this video gets 100 likes, no matter how long it takes, I will do a 100-day video where I have to use shiny Pokemon and I can only hunt for them. So if you want to see me suffer, press like. And now let's actually continue the video. Once I had a few Pokemon to my name, I started building a little hut in the middle of the mountains. I'm in no way, shape, or form a good builder, but it's safe to say this is sadly one of the better houses I built. I looked through the possible gym leaders to fight and realized the first one on the list specialized in using grass types. This seemed promising because I had an Emolga that just learned acrobatics, a move with a base power of 55, which at first glance you may think, well, Ninten, that's not a very strong move, which I have to admit I thought the same at first. Until I realized the move doubles in power if Emolga isn't holding an item, which means it actually has a base power of 110 attack. This easily made it the strongest flying type move Emolga could learn, and without much thought, I rushed into the grass gym, only to lose. Look, I didn't think this gym leader would have 6 Pokemon at level 100. I mean, Brock has like a level 12 Geodude. You can't blame me for assuming the gym would be easy. But that's when I realized I had to train my Pokemon to their fullest potential. Introducing Eevee training. Eevees are like extra points for your Pokemon stats. For example, if I was fighting a trainer that had the same level Pokemon as I did, as long as I had more speed Eevees than them, I would move much faster. Anyways, I mainly focus on increasing the speed and attack EVs of my Pokemon to make sure they move fast and hit hard, which proved to be useful as I took down a 3-star raid with relative ease. I realized the server offered rewards for hunting down different Pokemon with varying levels of difficulty. I chose to do the easy one, and now I had 4 hours to track down and catch a male Pidgey. Once I finished the hunt, the server gave me a lot of level keys, which I was able to use to open up level crates. This gave me a lot of cool rewards, especially an item that would prove to be very useful. A free shiny spin. That's right, I could get a free shiny Pokemon from these level up crates. So I set out on a medium level hunt for female Pidgeotto, turned it in to open up more level crates, and got nothing this time. But I was determined to get something good, so I started a hunt on the second hardest difficulty, and now I had to catch a male Wobbuffet with a specific nature and size. Luckily enough, this server allows you to spawn in specific biomes, so I was in the right place, but sadly enough the Wobbuffet I captured didn't have the exact requirements. Until I realized I could alter the DNA of this Wobbuffet. By using tokens and other currency on the server that I really just didn't care about, I could abuse the heck out of it, so I changed its natures and growth, and was able to turn it in without much trouble, and I got a lot of level keys, but again, nothing good. At least we have some money now to work with, so I decided on finally buying some items that would help me by evolving my Pokemon. Now we move on to the 16th day, where I made a little oopsie. You see, I caught a non-shiny Sizzlipede for the grass gym, and I realized I saw a button called Shiny Converter. So, I have a shiny Sizzlipede now. I did feel a bit scummy doing that, but most of my shinies were grass types, okay? So I went to another easy Pokemon hunt. Fortunately enough, giving myself a free shiny spin, which turned out to be a shiny Gossifleur, which happens to be another grass type. Moving on, I went back to spawn to look for the last few presents that I missed out on. Thankfully, I managed to have enough to actually buy a shiny spin. The gambler spirit within me was excited, but we all know how this turns out. Goldeen. Feeling hopeless with my team because who wouldn't, I decided to EV train Centiskorch before facing the grass type gym leader, and actually got pretty far with it. I mean, hey, it's not my fault these NPCs are level 100 and play like they're in the Pokemon Championships. I decided to distract myself from my losses by participating in Pokemon Bingo, where I could get nearly 500,000 in-game cash by simply catching all the Pokemon on the bingo board. So that's what I did for a while. It took time to track down Pokemon in their specific biomes, but in the end, I had completed a row and was ready to claim my rewards and continue on. Until I realized once you claim the rewards, you won't be able to participate in it anymore until 6 hours have passed, which just infuriated me. I spent all these hours catching Pokemon for only 50,000 coins. Oh, I knew I had to get my revenge, but for now, as we wait, I'll finish up a medium Pokemon hunt and use those level keys to open up crates, and surprisingly cross over 1 million total coins, so I decided to expand my team by recruiting more shiny Pokemon to the cause. And on this brand new day, I chose to spice things up by activating a 1-hour shiny booster, and after walking around for a couple minutes, I stand still. And continue to stand still. Okay, I forgot to log off. But hey, at least I'm finally moving with a goal in mind, catching 10% of the Pokédex. You see, this unlocks a rank and a kit, but more importantly, I get a free shiny Pokemon as my reward too. So I pretty much just start chucking Pokeballs at whatever I saw until I reach the threshold and claim my reward. Also managed to discover something called contracts while I was doing this, and with a name like that, I just imagined the rewards to be so big, so I quickly got to finishing what was required and claimed a whopping 60,000 coins. Anyways, to cheer myself up, I decided to test my luck by buying some shiny spins, and finally, I got an actual Pokemon that could help with the grass type gym. I continued to test my chance by activating yet another shiny booster for an hour, again nothing even when I was hunting. But I did find a Master Ball, so it wasn't all for naught. I did treat myself to a couple more shiny Pokemon before finally attempting to fight the grass type gym leader again, only to fall before them as I always have. Was I really not going to succeed and keep on failing over and over again? No, I wasn't. I've overcome much harder challenges to fail here. I wasn't gonna give up no matter what, so now my full attention was towards beating this gym leader once and for all, as I got to managing my team of shinies I had so far, choosing the best of the best, and even got on call with my friend Serpenite, who coached me through it all. I learned a lot of valuable information, such as actually looking at my Pokemon stats and using the appropriate moves to make sure I deal the most damage. This coaching session went on for a while, but eventually I was ready to test out everything I learned. The battle was intense. We were trading Pokemon left and right until it was sudden death. My Yanmega against their Flapple. And then it happened. Yanmega endured an attack and struck back with a crit air slash that ended the battle with a win. I had done it. I had secured myself 1 gym badge. Feeling high from happiness though, I rushed into the second gym specializing in fire types that absolutely laid waste to my team. Initially I was gonna hunt down a Pachirisu for my quest after my embarrassing defeat, but surprisingly I encountered a wild shiny Swablu. To think I finally found a shiny Pokemon in the wild and it only took 51 days. Yeah, do you believe my luck now? I continue to work towards my goal of a full box of shiny Pokemon, by completing contracts and Poke hunts for a lot of money so that I can spend it all on shiny Pokemon. This included using up my last shiny booster, which gave me absolutely nothing, but of course the moment I stop recording, I get an Ultra Beast from Wonder Trade. Obviously I can't use it, but it's cool I had one nonetheless. But that prompted me to buy an Orb of Frozen Souls. You see, if I kill 375 Pokemon, it'll fill up and allow me to summon the legendary Pokemon Articuno. So I did just that, wiping out an entire species and a half so I could call upon this frozen chicken that I quickly Master Balled with relative ease, and sadly could not convert to a shiny Pokemon, which meant I would either have to somehow find a shiny legendary, or save up millions of coins to buy a shiny legendary Pokemon. Or, third option, buy a shiny Regirock, because they're the cheapest and nobody wants it. Anyways, strategy time. I initially came up with a duo led by a rain dancing Kingler with a focus sash equipped and a Ludicolo that had the ability Swift Swim, which worked pretty well until I kept on losing. I was straying further away from winning, just losing and more losing. This made me rethink if the challenge was possible. That's when I came up with a solution. Introducing the Gym Leader Gauntlet, a series of gym leaders based off the Kanto ones. I had to choose one team from the server and carry it throughout all of the battles, which I did easily. Okay, now it was too hard and then too easy. So I had all 7 gym badges now, and left with the last one, I decided to spice things up. If I lose any Pokemon in this battle, I would have to release them on the server. That's right, we're playing with Nuzlocke rules. So I started the battle by immediately switching out Ludicolo for my starter Emolga, which almost died. I knew I'd outspeed Executor, but I nervously fire off a Thunderbolt at Gyarados, and out came his ace, Mega Pidgeot. I didn't want to lose Emolga, so in the moment, I threw in Scentiscorch one last time. Filled with determination, I sent out Luxray and managed to take down Mega Pidgeot with a Thunder Fang. But it wasn't over just yet. I still had 3 other Pokemon and looks like I lost Luxray to his Rhydon. But thankfully, Luxray's death allows a free turn for Kingler to take down both Rhydon and Arcanine. But oh god, out came a champ. I tried to chip away at it, but sadly lost Kingler to him too. Out came Ludicolo and finished the job. I finally had all 8 gym badges, well, in a scuffed way, but sadly had to now remove the Pokemon I lost in battle. So I went ahead and picked myself back up, rebuilding my team, and I saw that we only needed one more shiny to get a full box of shiny Pokemon. So I went ahead and bought another shiny spin and got a shiny Molga, which was a dupe, so I didn't want to count it, but that's when I had a plan to get a lot of money and use that to buy an actual good shiny legendary Pokemon. Thankfully, I had spent 80 days so far in Pixelmon, so I sold a lot of valuables I had, as well as rare Pokemon such as Articuno and Karchana. I continued earning money by voting, finding drop crates in the wild, doing as many Pokemon hunts as I could, and finally I had 5 million coins, which is a lot of money, and used that to buy a shiny Urshifu. This finally meant I had collected not only a shiny legendary, but also allowed me to finish off my box full of shiny Pokemon. Not knowing what to do now, I decided to catch 30% of the Pokedex now for the Prodigy rank. It was really just because I could, so I checked a few Pokeballs for a couple of days, and there we have it, I ranked up. Okay, look, it's not that interesting. All I did was walk up to a Pokemon and press right click until I caught it, okay? There's not much more I could add. But now we're reaching our final days. I've got a full box of shiny Pokemon, a shiny legendary, and sort of kind of beat the 8 gym leaders. What is there left to do? Well, I'll tell you, there's redemption. Oh, I was robbed of my innocence and left to look like a fool when I spent all that time on the Pokemon bingo only to get a lousy $50,000 cash in hand. I was ready to strike back and complete the board once and for all. So I caught the necessary Pokemon left and right, and with nearly 2 hours left on the clock, I only needed to catch 4 more Pokemon. Oh, and look at that! One of them is in front of me. Now I only needed to catch 3 more. Oh, never mind. Smeargle was caught. Looks like I only need to catch 2 more Pokemon. A Snivy and a Wynot. What I thought would be a simple task only caused me to spiral down into insanity, as nearly 30 minutes went by and I couldn't find them at all anywhere, but a sigh of relief at last when I found Snivy. But what about Wynot? I found the place it's supposed to spawn at, and even started killing Pokemon after Pokemon to make sure it could spawn, but it just wasn't spawning. This is the one area it could appear, but it wasn't here. Is Wynot even real? Was all my efforts really for nothing? I pondered that question as I kept on killing Pokemon mercilessly with an hour left to 30 minutes, and now just a few seconds. It was over. I was filled with shame. All my efforts for a lousy 50,000 coins again? But hey, what a journey. We went through a lot in these 100 days. Some good, but mostly bad. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though it's a bit scuffed. But remember, if you want to see me do this again, but this time hunt all of my shiny Pokemon, make sure to leave a like. Anyways...